get everybody reconnected with their code and to be changing that and then testing it.
Okay. So any questions on the HTML?
Is everybody here?
Well, let's see. We have, it looks like there's 8 people, including us.
Okay.
Gary, is your hand up or is that legacy?
That is probably some of my old.
Okay, I just saw your hand is up, so all right.
Put my hand down.
Put your hand down if you have nothing to
Put
say.
your hand down, man.
Yeah,
There we go. Sorry.
that's all right.
Legacy.
So we probably would want to, if people have not really got, they go back to the color picker and see what colors, text color palette someplace, and get the next color, the color they want to change the color to. So that would be, we kind of went through that fast, but just getting a color.
Oh, okay.
So I've got a cool one here that's called htmlcolorcodes.com.
Do you want to share your screen or do you want me to?
I'll just share my screen here. Let's see if I can get to the shareage place.
The shareage.
Yeah.
Or some colorage.
Okay.
Sharaging is sharaging.
This is the one that I found. It's called HTML color codes, and you take this little slider on this rainbow suspender and you slide it down the suspender like that, and then you can look at the color over here. Write that down if you can't remember 6 new numbers and letters in a row, which would be me. And you might decide, and then you can take this and move it around here too. This is kind of a cool color picker. I've never seen this one before.
It reminds me of Adobe, you know?
Yeah, sort of has that kind of interactive, friendly look and feel.
That
So
visible
I want some,
too. I haven't been there
like
before.
that. So then I go over to my, where's my code? I'm going to go over to my code, and John said to just change one thing at a time. So I'm going to go to teal and change that to teal. And then I'm going to type in up here. I don't know if I can make this any bigger or not, but everybody should be sort of doing this along with me. 7-4, and is that 9B, not 9-8? Looks like so 9B. And so I've done one thing there. So John said to save it, so I'm saving it. And then I'm dragging this over here to here. And it's not doing anything. Oh, it's text. It should be what's the extension on the file?
Should be .html.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then when I bring it over, I've got my text is colored teal, but it doesn't look like the color that I picked, but it's pretty close. And then I'm going to go back into it again, and I'm going to go back into my HTML file. And I'm going to, how do I open the raw file? Just the code file. Do I change this in Text Wrangler?
You can do that.
So when I open it up, it just turns it in, it changes the HTML to the regular type. So if I wanted to go into a serif typeface, I would get rid of that, and I'd say times and something else. What's another common serif typeface?
Bookman?
And so I'm going to get this color isn't what I wanted, but that's okay. But this is so you can change the typeface, and then I'm going to save. So this was another thing that I did, and I save it, and then I'm going to go to my file is huge. My piece of paper is huge. There we go. Doesn't need to be that large. And so then drag this over to here. So I've got oh, I forgot to change Verdana. Yeah, the word, this one is called times. And then I save, and then when I change that, there it is. So if you've changed something like this, you can either turn in the file, or you could take a screenshot of it and turn that in, or either of the above or both, and turn that in with your name on it. So your name, HTML, and you will get 2 points for it. So this, all I did was change a color and the font, but I tried to remember to change the color name. So I'm kind of curious about this color. I'm gonna go back to that color picker someday. But this is essentially the activity, is to change and then see that it works. Yeah, Gary.
Sorry. If we're changing the link, like you displayed,
You can change anything you want. So the idea is to get in, and so
if we change the HTML link, like John had showed at the beginning, then we'll need to send you the HTML file, right?
just send this little
Yeah.
file. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I did.
Just as long as it has your name at the top on it, so I can.
Yeah, no, I titled it me, and then I sent you an email, and it's from me, and then I also,
Okay.
yeah, you got it. You and John both got it.
Yeah. You're gonna have a. Right now, you've got over 100% of the points available in this class, so I don't. I'm curious to what it's going to add.
I want 200%.
What? Well, you're going to have to be busy between now and next week.
I've heard of this 110 number my whole life, so I guess that's what I'm shooting for.
110, yeah. Well, you're not that quite there with this class yet, because some things maybe didn't get counted in.
It's impossible to attain that, yes.
So yeah, so that would be enough. It's just going to be a little bit. So that would be my file. And this isn't save this on it. There it is. Yeah, so send a file with the changes that you made that you know work, and then send those along. And I'm going to put up what we're going to get in and look at next, I think. That I just had out here. And then you should have some music. John, put on the music.
What kind of music do you want?
I don't know. You should be singing.
I don't know. I'd say the Beatles, given that it seems like she might need some help.
Oh,
Sorry, the songs are just in my head. I just thinking of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I
guess-
need someone to. So let us know when you have those turned in, and or if you need assistance, that's the other thing. This isn't a test like where you can't ask for help.
Now it's time for the soothing tones of Enya. My announcer voice.
There you go. What happens if everybody plays a different kind of music? To the
Nice.
nice.
The smooth guitar playing of Mason Williams.
That was good.
That was smooth.
Okay, so what's up? What do we got next here?
We're going to be showing interactivity once everybody gets their HTML activity turned in. It doesn't go to the end of the class, the HTML. Let's see, what's our time frame on that? Normally it's a half hour max, but we had the honor of really having an actual basic true to life HTML lecture, which you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And that's really valuable because that's where you're all going to need to go. Everybody needs to be there because anything to do with design or anything like that is going to be involving HTML and interactivity, and it's just comes with the territory now. So becoming proficient, if not merely efficient or efficient, I guess is what you'd have to be. Is that what not quite efficient or proficient is? Efficient? Because the
Well,
efficient
if there's proficient, is there anti-efficient?
anti-efficient or pre-efficient.
Neutral.
The conficient? Pro and conficient?
Neutral.
Conficient. Conficient.
Or does that mean, wait, confusion? That sounds like more like confusion. Or I guess it could be if you're fishing at a. Or it could.
Again, so it would be conficient would mean like inefficient.
Or it could mean a convention for fishermen.
Yes, confessions.
Fishing con. See you there.
Yeah, fish
Yeah.
con.
Fish and chips? What?
Yeah, so
That's the theme song to the Andy Griffith Show on loudspeakers for the entire. FishCon. This has gone downhill quick.
disconnected. Bye-bye.
Okay, that was fun. I have like 13,000 albums in my iTunes, so I pretty much have whatever song.
Excellent. Literally Johnny on the spot. Literally.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What should be your DJ name? You and Sleepy John.
There you go. Except I'm not sleepy, yeah.
Sandage is
Wait,
over.
John. Wakey John.
Wakey John and Sleepy John. Johnny on the Spot Show.
Snoozy John.
Wait, do you mean Sleepy John as
Nappy
in
John.
K-Pig Sleepy John?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
good friend. We played his son Ernie's wedding years ago. And we played his show a bunch. He's awesome.
Oh, huh.
Ron Sandage, great guy.
You should be doing some prop top.
Top tops.
Top top.
Top top.
Top top.
I'll play you one.
You should play some Little Richard in honor of his passing.
Well, the biggest name we ever played with was, yeah, that would be in memorandum. The biggest name we ever played with was Chuck Berry. We direct supported Chuck
Ooh.
Berry
Yeah.
to a lot of people, like 7,500 people in Vegas. Huge car show. It was pretty amazing.
Yep.
I'll play something mellow. Something class appropriate. This is from one of our later albums. I won't lip sync for you, sorry.
How many times have I told you that I love you so? How many times have I promised to
Singing and drumming at the same time, it's sort of like walking and chewing gum.
Yeah, it was a whole new ball game. Multi-ambidextrous, including vocals. It was bizarre, but I got it down.
Well, we could end class a little early if
Yeah.
Well, we do want to show something to do with the interactivity for the final
Okay.
project.
Did you want me to muddle through that for the class's benefit?
Well, what I was going to do is put up the directions, and then bring up your InDesign file, and then have you me look at the directions and then check in with you, and you say, yeah, that works, but it works much better if you don't forget to do this.
Yeah, there are some brilliant shortcuts in the CC everyone should have access to now. There's a few that save time.
Yeah. But we don't, I have the last version that was at school here on
Gotcha.
this, and I'm not going to be loading up a new one.
Right.
And so knowing what you folks are getting, so if you are getting new versions, then it would be good to know what's happening in the new one. So the main thing is, so with the HTML, is that you need to get your name on it and get it in, even if it doesn't work. It's just the attempt, the activity that what gets to the point. So you turn that in and give it another, what time is it? Give it another 5 minutes.
1:56. Yeah.
Yeah. So 2, stop at 2, have it in before 2. And then we'll take a look at the remainder of the project. And I'm gathering from what I've gotten in submitted and an email that nobody is quite to the place where you've decided on your homepage. So this is going to be something that you'd have to note on your interactive portfolio directions, or take notes about if we have some tips for you. And then we'll have to stop when class is over. And then John and I go to Faculty Senate.
That's right.
Woohoo!
Just one thing after another.
Well, I'm rooting for you guys. That's a heavy load you've had since this whole thing's gone down.
Real
You're doing
different.
good, for what it's worth. I don't know how you do it. I'm just trying to teach my kid here.
Still learning. We're planning for fall now. We're all required to fill in a big spreadsheet and cells with what students need. So I said, like in this class, in the DM1, 2 class, both classes, not very many students had computers. And if they had computers, they didn't have the right computer. And if they had the right computer, they didn't have the software.
Right.
So it was really difficult for a lot of students to do anything. But the college scrambled and produced pretty much, within 3 weeks, about 3 3 to 4 weeks, but there's a big chunk in there that people miss. So getting caught up and then being home with your families when you're working
Oh, yeah.
normally, figuring out how to do that. Yeah, it's been a time.
Yeah, it's
and
hard.
no, until you
Getting
hear
by.
from another part of the country, and they're all in the same thing. Everybody's doing it. So it's like a major change for the world. And
Well,
we'll get so good at it that we'll just all stay home. Okay,
Sort of wonder what this would have been like for me if it had happened when if I had gone to like a college, if I was like staying at a dorm in like a
yeah.
college.
You would be home.
they
Yep.
ship you home.
You wouldn't be at the dorm.
Everybody went home.
Dorms
They
are
didn't keep the
closed.
dorms.
There are no dorms now.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now.
Incubation chambers is basically all they are if you stayed there, so it doesn't make sense. Well,
okay.
I thought the college was the response for the most part was, I read all the posts, and from the loaner machines all the way out to what you guys did with CC, it was pretty on it, but a Purple Heart to the both of you in teaching.
It
I would
was
not want to be in your shoes for that. Thank you.
amazing what happened.
Yeah.
And also rustling up a way to give students a grade that's not going to damage their record and let them take the course again and get their money back and warning people if they've got federal aid that they can do one thing but not the other. And even now in my latest emails, some of the feds are starting to ease up a little bit on some of the problems that students could have.
Good.
But the Fed is not much of anybody's friend besides,
Never has been.
besides the gigantic corporations and
Totally.
anything, hotels and golf courses.
Agreed.
But things are, we're going to get so good at doing this then that we might not go back to school. They're
Or at
not planning for classroom teaching in the fall. Definitely not summer, and possibly not fall.
Well, with everyone learning, like to speak to what you're saying, with everyone learning these new sets of skills and becoming effective with them, it could be a very positive change and could get us kind of out of the dark ages in a lot of ways. So we'll see.
Right.
At least as a fallback. At least as a fallback.
Yeah, and user experience is this very, very fast-moving area that used to be kind of esoteric and isolated. But user experience is everybody's kind of getting in on the act and
Yep.
wants to be user design and.
Well, the video conferencing companies are owning the world right now. Their stock is just blasting through the sky. It's incredible.
So, yeah, and we're in on it. Just being part of the action.
Well, I think you're doing great.
Little tiny part of the action, but
Okay.
okay. So, now when I'm going to just put my dashboard away here. Can I put this here up here? Is this showing?
Oh, you're not sharing. You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not sharing it yet. I thought.
No, sharing is caring.
Discouraging is
There we
discouraging.
go.
There you go. Now you're sharing.
Yeah. So, okay, so we're going to go on to this. So these are the instructions that you have that are in your, I can't remember which module it is, but got these a couple of weeks ago. And what we're doing now is taking a look at this process and where all of you are now theoretically is that you've done your two home pages and you've decided on one. So you decided on the home page that you want to use and you fixed it all up to look better than it did before because you got some input on what would work and look better. So you've improved the look of it. You've also gone in to get your all of your files. So that would be your all of these. I've got too many little things in the way here. You would be having all of these files prepared and improved. So you're not turning in the one that got comments on it that said you should change something. You've gone in and changed that something so that they look at the best they can. So that would be something that should be factored into the 6 files that you prepared. So you've got the 6 files that you've prepared, and I'm going to put this over here so it's not so distracting to me. And in this case, you are opening up you have all of your files prepared as PDFs in your folder so that when
Did anyone hear that?
you have all of your files that are supposed to be in your folder right now. You don't because you would have had them in if you did, but this is the place where you are in its part 2 iteration and interactivity of the final project that you are following with the instructions for how to do these things. So we are at the place where we have decided on these. We've fixed up our 6 files. We've made them look as good as they can based upon any comments that came in about them at the time, so that they're improved. In the final uh, the final homepage equal to this has been decided on and fixed up to look its very best based on considerations from the comments in class and instructions and discussions and all that kind of thing. So you have everything ready to go. Otherwise, you're not ready to go. So if those things aren't ready to go, this is going to be just a kind of something that you'll have to take notes on and carry forward. And this is these are the original files. This is so this is from, this is from May 10th, and this is from April 28th. And so it's, I think that these were actually earlier than this, but so then you would be opening up, you're going to be saving a new document for your, and it's going to be, let's see, open up the last name 2 designs in design file. So maybe I'm going to just open up this one right here. This one is going to be Well, you would be at that place probably where I need to get to a little earlier file. Well, just pretend that you've isolated the, uh, yes. So how many of you have picked your homepage file already? Have you chosen your, Zach, Devin, Abby, whoever else is here? Have you chosen your homepage?
Nope.
Okay, then you really are back there, aren't you? So this is based on your having chosen the home page, which is due. So, and so I'm taking it from there. So Gary's picked his home page and he's gotten his files gathered together. So for this one, we would be saving this file right here. I'm going to save this one right here as the, let's see. I might have the earlier one here, so this is good. I'd have to go back to final revisions, revised final project. Project plan, final key designs. Picking the favorite design, so this is here, and the this is the actual. So this is design one, but you can see here how design one is not the chosen one. So excuse me, it is the chosen one, but there were many things that needed to be changed here in order to actually use it and incorporate the design so that from this right here, from this to this. So this one, so you can see there's a great deal of difference in the way the quote is, the way the name is, the way the even maybe color changes, where the links are. So once you choose the one you want, this is the chosen one, then you save it and work on it and get it right. Then you have, not save that. Then you have this one. So this is the page that you're going to be working on. And then you're going to be opening up that interactive page as the IDML here. I think that this already maybe has the interaction, so we're going to be showing that. So this is, I don't have the one that's in between the one we just looked at, the fixed up page. And I don't think I have it, Gary. I don't think I have the one that's between the chosen one and
the final one-page version. I don't remember if it was Canvas or email.
I don't think you needed to hand that one in. So this is the finished single page. Oh, maybe this is it, but I don't know if it has.
No, yeah.
No, that wouldn't be it.
No.
So
Yeah, I mean, I could drop it in a chat file right now if you need it.
Well, I think it's kind of, since people are not even to that place yet, so that would be the place where you've actually chosen picked the right file that you want to use, and you've set it all up so that it looks the way it's supposed to look. And these are all stages that were just before that, before it was fixed up to look like this file right here. And then if we're going to, so this would be the chosen file, and it's already had it, already got some links going, and you then have to have your 6 files at the ready to link up. So you got feedback in class, you talked about your creative process. We looked at the files, we talked about what would improve them. You've organized your files now so that you have a last name final folder, and you have gone into your files and you've opened each copied PDF in Acrobat and saved as text reduced file, and so that all of your files go through this file renaming and organization process so that they're all ready to go. All 6 of your files. So we've been doing this this is the 3rd or 4th week now, so they should be somewhere near that. Place your InDesign PDF into an InDesign document. So this is what you're doing at this point. And so that prior to this point, let's see if we can just find these here. Let's scroll down. So each of these gets placed in the 6 pages that you create after your home page in the InDesign interactive document. And you are then put your files in, being very careful of centering, and so they don't jump around from page to page and look strange. So you're keeping them centered, not all sliding back and forth. And so these are the 6 pages that you put in for your file. And so I could perhaps do yeah, I don't have this one singly in the, but we did this in class. I remember doing it in class where we brought all of those files in. It was maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe last week, where we centered all of those files. We added 6 pages and centered the files.
Yep.
Yeah, we did that in class. We don't have to do that again. So that was just done here. Again, we are going to go into the organizing the files and drag the 6 PDFs into your final last name folders. They look like that. You've added 6 pages after your home page, and you've carefully placed each of those in the home page. And somebody got her little image there crooked. And so this is talking about alignment, page alignment, and then for those pages so that there's none of these needed to be rotated or anything like that, but had they needed to be, then those would be instructions for that. Now you're going to create buttons for the purposes of this project. We'll refer to the secondary pages of your document as the pages that contain your PDF, so that the 6 PDFs are secondary pages. And the home page will be page 1. That's this page right here. So this is page 1, the home page. And then you're going to
Beth, I think Gary has a question.
Okay,
Gary, you're muted. Oh, no, you're not muted.
No, I was just going to say it's worth noting that when you get to the very next step, it seemed kind of counterintuitive when I was doing it. Like, wait, aren't these out of order? But you actually, they do exactly what you need them to do if you do step 6, 7, and on in their order. It seemed really was different than how you do it in Acrobat when you hyperlink things up, but it works perfectly. Just
this is
for
the
everyone's
design
knowledge.
way, yeah. So good, thank you for that. So if you feel like it's truly, trust the
Not.
one who's done it and it works. So you're going to create the home button, and so you would go to, and that is where you then go to each of these pages, decide where the home button is going to be. So this is the home button right here. And we talked about that. It doesn't dance around all over the page. It's not drop shadowed. It's not huge and bright. It just needs to be subtle and out of the way and not interfering design-wise with your image. And it appears in exactly the same place. So you don't paste it and then push it into place. You do Shift Option Command V, which is paste in place after you get it placed the right place for your for the second page for the beginning of your portfolio items. Then you copy that and then you do Shift Option Command V, Shift Option Command V, and you paste in place for each one of these other pages so that it's in the same place, not wandering around, not hand position. You get it in the right place first, and then I will say it again, Shift Option Command V to paste in place. So those words should be written down someplace right now for you. I'm not sure if they're in here, but they might be. I can't remember if they are. So I'm going to get over here. So you're creating the home button, and then you're going to be going and placing that. And it doesn't say Shift Option Command B there, but you can write that in there or write that in the notes and make just remember that if you are good at that. So then you're going to be setting up your destinations, and you're going to use a method that involves making each page in the document a destination. And then you'll link buttons to those destinations. So working on the home page, use the selection tool to convert, to select the text label you want to convert to a button. So these are buttons now, but they weren't before. So you would, the text label, as I said, the last time we were all working on this, make your text frames around each of these words. So the, Gary.
Just so everyone knows, the version of CC that we'll all use to do these, you can right click on any field, your home page or any of these 6 pages, and convert to a button. And if memory serves, you can also change them to destinations right out of the menus that pop up when you right click on what you're selecting, just so you know.
So I'm going to,
It's very quick. It's much, much quicker.
yeah. So this isn't saved as an interactive file yet, is it?
This one should be, or this is the file I exported your interactive PDF from.
It looks like it's interactive.
It could be, yeah. I mean, I know the PDF version was for sure.
But in this version of CC, right-clicking on the labels doesn't give you those different opportunities.
No, yeah, it's the latest version that'll
But
do it.
that's why and some of you may have the latest version. If you don't have the latest version, this would be the destination. Now, some of these names on the hyperlink destination are for an older version where we're using grid. You would use the name that you have here. So don't put grid in the name of the file, you would want to put the name of the file that you're linking, or the page that you're linking. So these are converting all of those to buttons. And I want to say again, these are not in one text frame spaced around. Each of them is placed in a separate text frame so that you have indeed a button rather than a
Beth,
frame full of text.
Beth,
Yeah.
I just want to mention it's
Yeah.
2:24, so we're over time.
Okay.
So we'll need to wrap up. I have a 2:30 to 3 meeting even before the Senate. So.
Okay. So for this one, Gary followed these instructions and did not have a problem with them, and found that his new version, which you may also have, is even more efficient in terms of creating interactions. So you would follow the, get started with setting up things, and then follow the instructions in these interactive, the revised final project that's in our Canvas folder. So you'd be following those instructions, and then you'd be going to the home button, then would be set up to take you back home. So you're setting up each one of these to go to their pages, and then you would be setting up the home button to go back home. And I'm not going to save that, just leave that like that. And so that's the process. And I'll be looking for your HTML activity pages to give you those points, and get in touch with us if you have questions about interactivity. And next week, the final projects are due, I believe. Yes, yeah, actually, this part was due today, but these will be due next week. So, okay.
Okay, I guess we're going to wrap up, folks. It's been another rousing edition of DM1. And I'll get these videos posted sometime tonight. I've got about 3 or 4 video classes in the queue here, so it's going to take me a little while. I think that's it. Beth, any final comments, or are we finishing up?
No, just good luck, and please get in touch if you need help.
Okay. All right, folks.